Oh, yes, we are back. The Casual Chaos Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ash, joined, as always, by Jeff and Bubba. What's going on, fellas?
Not much. And it's not as always. Bubba wasn't with us last week, so welcome back, Bubba.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
I disagree. Always right here in spirit. He might not be on camera, but he's never outside of the heart, the mind, or the spirit.
There you go.
He embodies humanics. That's what I say. So, Bubba, welcome back. You know, how was your week's vacation?
It was good, but I definitely missed you guys. I'm excited to be back. We got some horses to talk about. We got some NFL draft to discuss and Super Bowl odds. I'm pretty pumped to be back. It's a good week to be back.
Horses. It's so exciting. It is so exciting. If you guys live under a rock or don't get NBC, it is the Derby weekend, which means starting tomorrow, it's just 12 hours a day of ponies on the track, announcers. Some know what they're talking about. A lot don't. A lot of fanfare, a lot of fashion. It's going to be lovely. Got to know a bunch of people out there this year and wish I was there, but, you know, I wouldn't trade being here tonight with you guys for anything. With that, it is 8:08 p.m. on a Thursday. We've got a basketball game on, if you want to call it that. We have another one about to start. Do we want to talk about the Knicks being up 40 real quick? No.
I mean, you just did, basically. So, yeah. Not much else to say.
That's right. We got a good show for you guys tonight. We're looking forward to talking horses and covering a little bit of the draft that we talked about last week, talking about hoops as well, some hockey playoffs, Lightning, doing Lightning things right now. Hopefully we'll get an update from Tyler on what's going on there. But before we get going, follow us on all the socials at Casual Chaos Live, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. Find us everywhere. Send your plays in via DM on IG or also on the Discord. And with that, I think we can throw it right to talking tickets with producer Tyler. Producer Tyler, take it away.
Yes, sir. And as always, as Jeff said, it is brought to you by Talking Tickets is brought to you by Last Rep. Look, we all know the grind isn't just a buzzword. Whether you're hitting the gym or sweating a parlay until the West Coast games wrap up, your body takes that hit. That's why we've partnered with Last Rep, the world's first athletic recovery cocktail. It's a crisp, refreshing, hemp-derived THC athletic recovery beverage designed specifically to help you dial it back, recover, and get ready for the next round. No hangover, no bloat, just the perfect way to settle in while we go over today's action. Whether you're crushing workouts, crushing parlays, or just crushing life, Last Rep's got your back. Recovery shouldn't be complicated. It should be convenient, effective, and taste damn good. This new and exciting seltzer is now available at select locations across Tampa Bay. However, here's the best part. As a Casual Chaos listener, you can grab yours with 20% off using promo code CHAOS, that's CHAOS, at trylessrep.com. Again, that's CHAOS for 20% off. And again, we have a new flavor from Last Rep. They have the original, the OG lime, and now they have the orange flavor. So get out there, get that. Is that coming in 5 and 10 milligrams, I believe?
5 and 10.
It is.
Beautiful. Get them, guys. They are fantastic. They get you feeling right. Have some this weekend watching the Derby. It'll be fantastic. And now we can get into some tickets. Unfortunately, we're going to have a few tickets all centered around Tampa Bay Lightning and misery. So we got $1 ant here. When I originally saw this, I thought this was, I read it on my phone and I thought it was plus 1.5. So I was like, oh, beautiful. He hit. Nope. My eyes deceived me. That's why I'm getting LASIK tomorrow. Lightning minus 1.5. Unfortunately, didn't come home there for $1 ant. This one was mine. Lightning to win. Braden Point to have over 2.5 shots, and Gage Gonzalez to score a goal. All those did not come in. Every single one of them. 0 for 3. Of course, the Flyers got the job done. The team that I don't give a shit about. So that's the way it goes. Another L. Betting on the Lightning right now. Had Rain Man here. Rain Man had Darren Radish to have over 3 shots on goal. He had 7, I believe. So that was an easy cash. But unfortunately, this is the first game in the series that Brandon Hagel doesn't find his way onto the stat sheet. No goal, no assist for Brandon Hagel. So unfortunately for Rain Man, first game of the series where Hagel doesn't look like Superman.
No soup for you.
No soup for you, and then no soup for Mr. Nikita Kucherov, who hasn't found the soup bowl has been dry in the past 3 seasons for Nikita Kucherov, especially in the goal department. I believe he put this in live right at the start of the third period. Rain Man did, and unfortunately Nikita did not do it for him. He did have 8 shots on goal, which is kind of crazy, but nope, didn't get it done for us. All 4 of those lightning bets down the tubes. Luckily, we don't leave the middle of this week without a winner. We have our very own Jay Ash with Cam Young as a first-round leader in the golf. The Cadillac Championship played at Trump Doral this week. Cam Young, $10 bet, pays out a nice smooth 205. Put that in the pocket, Jay. Get you to the Kentucky Derby. Cam Young helping you out.
The Blue Monster.
Very
dominating.
nice. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And as always, that's our Talking Ticket segment. Thank you to Last Rep. Again, code CHAOS at trylastrep.com, guys.
Would
Now
be
let's
fine
get
to
into
do
it.
it.
Let's get into the nooks and crannies of this thing, guys.
Well, let me before we jump into the meat, let me just follow up on something we talked about last week. So, if you remember last week we looked at the Super Bowl odds, specifically the top 10 teams, and I said that we would go back and take a look today and see if maybe they changed after the draft. I'll refresh everybody's memory from last week. The Rams were the favorite at plus 750. Seahawks were plus 900. Bills and Ravens plus 1,000. That Ravens number still doesn't make sense to me. Chiefs at plus 1,500. And then the Eagles, Niners, Chargers, Lions, and Packers were at plus 1,600. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this because basically nothing changed other than the Seahawks going from plus 900 to plus 950. So everything else in that top 10 stayed exactly the same. At least as a consensus basis on the Action Network. Yesterday when I looked at it, the Rams were at plus 775, so they had moved slightly, but today they were back at plus 750. So not surprising, I guess.
Not surprising at all. It wasn't a deep draft, and it wasn't a blockbuster draft. I mean, not when you got outside of the top 12 picks. So not shocking. There was some, couple moves on draft day. There's some pending stuff with A.J. Brown, obviously, and I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 other moves, but I don't think anything's going to really start moving until training camp or some whispers of injuries or something comes out.
Yeah, that Brown trade, if it does happen, let's say he goes from Philly to New England. I mean, that will move those 2 numbers, but like you said, that's a couple months away probably. So, all right, let's put a bow on the draft. Obviously, it was going on as we were recording last week, so we got to talk about it a little bit, but nothing really that shocking, right? I mean, obviously Mendoza went number 1. Everybody expected that. Love going 3 was, I don't know, maybe a little surprising to some people, although I had seen it all over the place in the a couple days before the draft. So we'll talk about the teams that we all like. See if you guys like the draft of the Cowboys and the Bucks. But before we get there, did anything catch your eye? I mean, in the draft, anything surprise you? Anything that you liked? Anything you hated?
I was shocked that the Rams took the backup quarterback in the first round. That was the most shocking thing to me at 13. I guess maybe Stafford's getting old, but I don't know. It didn't make sense to me at the time. It still doesn't.
I guess it's worth the risk maybe if you're them. If you don't feel like you could get anything in that position that's better than what you got, and you maybe get the quarterback of your future. He doesn't have to play right now. I do, and I like that for him. Like, he doesn't have to play right now. You can learn. You get to learn from one of the best quarterbacks in his kind of generation, and it doesn't have to play. So you can learn for 2-3 years, like Rodgers did with Favre. Not saying Stafford. I would say he's probably on that same level. And then obviously Rodgers did for Jordan Love. So I think it benefits these quarterbacks to not have to jump into it. Whether or not this kid will ever be good, I don't know. But definitely seemed like he was probably going to be available in the second or third.
Yeah, these he only started one season in college, and usually that's been a bad recipe for quarterbacks. But a lot of time those guys are thrown to the wolves in their first year. So you're right. I mean, the fact that he's going to be, assuming Stafford stays healthy, you assume he's going to sit the whole first year, his whole rookie year. So we'll see if that helps him out or not. But yeah, it was an interesting pick, Bubba. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, obviously could have traded back and still got him and pick something else up. I did have one shocking thing, Jeff, and it wasn't on draft night. It was afterwards in the recap, and I just double-checked to refresh my memory. 32 teams in the league. Not a single team got a draft grade lower than a B.
Yeah.
So on what's supposedly be a historically mediocre draft and a very light top-heavy draft, so everybody just nailed it. Everybody just killed it. So we should have 32 playoff teams this year. Should be an unbelievable season, looks like.
And who's? I'm just curious. What grading? Who graded? ESPN? Who are you looking at?
NFL Network.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I feel like I mean everyone. I mean, you guys can speak with your teams and involved and all that, but like I do feel like everyone, like they didn't. I mean, I guess some teams might have reached a little bit, but like I think they just took like best player on the board almost because it wasn't a deep draft. So you just take the best guy that's out there. So of course, I mean, like in their eyes that are doing the drafting, they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, they did great. They got the best." Yeah. It was a weird year in that way. I do feel like everyone kind of did what they should have done.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we won't know obviously for 2-3 years, but I mean, I think the word on the draft was that depth wise it was pretty good, but high end talent wise it was obviously lacking. So. Yeah, like you guys said, a weird draft, not one you see very often. So
yeah,
Brown's got an A minus.
A minus. I saw an article, nothing to do with the draft, but they said Deshaun Watson's going to be the starter, which isn't shocking. Probably the best quarterback in the room for sure. But one thing I took away from the draft that obviously the Bucks, I'm a homer for the Bucks, and I thought they had a great draft, but I think their third round pick was the best pick of the draft for them. I watched that guy's highlight tape, the wide receiver from Georgia State. Looks fucking good. I mean, I know he played at Georgia State, but I'm excited about him. I think he's, I don't know. It looked like a DK Metcalf, Randy Moss. I mean, those are fucking crazy comparisons. Yeah, like
Mike Evans,
but he like super athletic. I didn't know who the kid was. They drafted him. I looked at his highlight tape. It's pretty incredible. If you haven't seen it, I'd suggest you go watch it.
I mean, let's stick there, Bubba and Tyler. So, what did you think of the Bucks draft this year?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of echo what Bubba said. I love the Ruben Bain pick. I don't know if that happened when we were doing the draft or our pod last week, or if it was right after. But love the pick. I think I watched a lot of his games being a Miami fan, and I never could. If you would have told me he's got long arms, I wouldn't know by watching him play football. Because I mean, like, he doesn't look like he's struggling. Now that's college. We'll see what he does in the NFL. But love that pick. Glad he fell to us. Glad his arms are short. If he turns out to be good, that was the only reason why he fell. And then, to Bubba's point, I think I forget who the wide receiver was, but I believe Hall of Fame wide receiver was talking about the Georgia State wide receiver, saying like, this guy's going to be unreal. Like he's that good, kind of thing. So I'm excited about that to see we got to replace Mike Evans, franchise player, best player in franchise history, maybe. So I'm excited. I think we did everything we needed to. I still think we'll be bad.
Yeah, I was getting. Yeah, I think we're a 5, maybe 6 wins this season. But
no, what's going to screw us, Bubba, is when we're going to win 8 games. We're going to be in the last 2 games of the season, have a chance to win the division, and we're going to be the 12th pick again instead of being a 3-win team, 4-win team like we should be.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this year is predicated on firing Todd Bowles. If we end the year with Todd Bowles still as our coach, we might be in trouble for longer. Yeah, like we failed.
Shame.
All right, Jay, fire away on the Cowboys. What'd you think about their draft?
Caleb Downs home run.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to grab him at 11. Didn't have to move too much capital, move up a spot to get there. Surprised he fell down. I mean, you kind of, I think we were off air by then, but we were texting about it, and you could hear everybody from both sets of announcers on ESPN and ABC, just to the immediate reaction from even players, like arguably the best player in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to grab him at 11, a much needed stabilizer in the secondary. So I couldn't be happier. I think the kid out of UCF is solid. We need pass rushing, and I don't know too much about the kid from Michigan, so I'm not going to, kind of try to grade that. But, overall, they got a B+ from a ranking standpoint. I'm still not wild about the coach. I'm still not wild about paying $150 million for two quarterbacks, or one quarterback and two receivers. But I've been wrong in the past. Let's see what happens. Let's get some stuff out of camp. Let's see if Pickens shows up and chooses to be a professional and not a prima donna. I'm lukewarm. I thought the draft was fine. Still lukewarm on the team. Unfortunately, I'm just, I got battered Cowboy syndrome. I got battered Jerry syndrome. It's always it's Groundhog Day over and over again.
Their odds changed though, right? I think they went from like plus 2,800 to plus 2,500 or something like that on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I only concentrate on the top 10, Bubba, so you might be right.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but I did look at everybody, and I think they went up, so that's good.
Yeah, love Caleb
Yeah.
Downs. That dude's legit.
Yeah, you definitely took some shots in the comments section of the pod when based on your comments from last week, Jay. So there were a lot of people not happy with your anti-Cowboys talk. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That's fine. We could always discuss it, but I mean, you can't fire at me that they've got a top 5 defense. They don't. They just don't.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? They literally gave up the most points in the NFL last year. The most fucking points they gave up.
Yeah, they were losing
All right.
games.
That's a
Like
defense.
50, yeah, they were losing games 55 to like 52.
Yeah,
They were,
that's what I just want to change the tone for a second. That's not an opinion. It's a mathematical fucking fact.
I'm not arguing with you. Yeah, I'm not arguing.
No,
with
you're
you.
right.
Shove it,
You're right.
commenter.
Yeah, it was more than one person, Tyler. There was a few that were not happy with Jay Ash last week.
Shove
so.
it, commenters.
Listen, I apologize for not responding directly in the DM. I'll jump in and I'll apologize for the profanity, but the reality is it doesn't change anything. Let's see how it goes this year. Let's see if they don't give up the most points in the league, and then we can start talking about how the defense is going to work out. But somebody pulls a hamstring, somebody blows a knee, and you're right back to the beginning. Hopefully this year we can score more points. The offense makes me nervous. The offensive line's not what it used to be. The running back's another year older. It's just blah, blah, fuckity, blah.
Quarterback
How-
single, though. Quarterback single again.
How-
That's good news.
Quarterback
but
single?
how-
But he's
How old is he now? What is he got? 32, 33?
Dak?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah,
my age.
32.
I would say he's
Yeah.
my age.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I misspoke. I meant the running back. That's I was talking about Javante. Like I just we're gonna I know he had a above average season and no he beat expectations, but we're just gonna ride that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And that's that's coming from that's not coming from a Cowboy hater. That's coming from a Cowboy fan. Just
No,
so
I'm a-
All Cowboys
Yeah.
fans are also haters to their own team.
right.
Like,
no, they're realistic. At least at least Jay is.
Listen, if they start off 6-0, I mean, I might change my tune a little bit, but I'm always going to be holding my breath because we just haven't done it. I mean,
They'll
it's
revert
been
back
30.
to the mean.
It's been over 30 years, man. It's really, really tiresome. It just is tiresome.
I hear you. Before we jump off the NFL, I'm looking at a little bullet point here. It says the Bills are number 1 in tickets and money at BetMGM. Is that true? Has anybody looked into that, or are they
I would imagine. Got Josh Allen.
not-
because they're not the favorite, right?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's interesting.
That's why people are seeing value.
Yeah.
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 Well, them too.
I'll
They
t-
need a fucking defense.
I'll tell you what, maybe there probably is some value in the Hawks second half ticket because they're going to go into the half down 50. 50 in a playoff game. They have 34 points with 45 seconds to go.
Trying to force game 7, not like in game 4 getting swept.
Do they know
No,
that
and they're home.
Tanking only works in the regular season, not in the playoffs?
I mean, they are in Atlanta, right? I'm not wrong on that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. It would be awesome for every fan to leave.
I bet you a lot of them do. I mean, the place might be half empty when they come back from halftime. So
crazy.
All right, real quick, I'll just touch on the Steelers. I thought the draft was fine. I mean, like you guys, I thought the draft was fine. I didn't love the tackle in the first round only because it sounds like he's, although very talented, only been playing football for 4 years. He sounds like a bit of a project. I don't like taking projects in the first round. Bernard from Alabama, wide receiver in the second round. I'm a big fan of that pick. Allard from Penn State, not a fan of that pick at all. I see a lot of people trying to talk themselves into it, saying that he just didn't fit Penn State's offense. I don't know, man. I watched that guy play for 3 years, and I just don't see him being a pro. But hopefully I'm wrong. Other than that, picked up a cornerback, picked up a tackle that they're going to turn into a guard. So they went heavy on old line again. This is like the 3rd or 4th year in a row that they picked a couple of linemen in the first 4 rounds. Love the punt returner from Iowa. Something that they've needed for a while because their return teams have been god awful. And I'm a fan of the fact that they're going to have a new special teams coach this year too, because the guy they had, although he wasn't bad by any means, but their return teams have sucked. So some new blood in there is good to see. And other than that, I mean, it was just a solid draft. They picked up Heidenreich from Navy in the 7th round. I think he's actually going to be productive. I mean, I think for you guys that don't know, he's like a running back / wide receiver at Navy. Put up big numbers last year, and I think he's going to fit McCarthy's system as far as like what McCarthy wants to do. He'll be like a bit of a gadget player for him. So, sounds like all 4 of us, I should say. Sorry, Tyler. I think all 4 of us are relatively happy with what our teams did. We'll find out in a couple of years whether we're right or not. So.
When people say Allard wasn't a good Penn State offense wasn't a good fit, is that because like throwing the ball 15 yards downfield was frowned upon at Penn State?
I will say this. I mean, I watch a lot of Penn State games. I probably watched 75% of their games, since he was there. And, there were plenty of times where I was pissed at the offensive coordinator. And they went through a couple of them in his tenure. So, again, is that because they were afraid that he couldn't make the throws that like we would want him to make, or was it just because of their offensive system that I do not know? I guess we'll find out. So, okay, that's the draft. So we probably won't be talking much NFL for a couple of months. So we'll put that in mothballs. What do we want to do next here? Let's talk about the NBA. Yeah, go ahead.
The Knicks have 83 points at the half.
Oh my God, dude. Well, that series is over. I think this was the first time in a while that all 4 series in the East went at least 6 games, but it looks like that one's not going 7. In the West, who Oklahoma City swept, right? So that series is over. Who's the San Antonio 1-5, so that series is over. Not much to talk about in either of those series. I mean, they were pretty much what everybody expected. What are you looking forward to? I guess we got Denver Timberwolves tonight, Jay. What do you think is going to happen there? In Minnesota, right? It's in Minnesota, I believe.
It's in Minnesota. I think the number is a little inflated, but I don't see any reason why Denver couldn't and shouldn't win the game. I think Joker will step his game up. I wouldn't be surprised if something a little crazy happens, a little altercation, a little scuffle somewhere down the road. I just don't. I mean, is Gordon playing?
I don't
know.
so.
I didn't hear today.
I haven't heard anything. I don't think he is.
Yeah. So being down Gordon obviously is massive and can alter things. And playing on the road, you don't get Watson and those guys, Brown to step up maybe. But just being down Ant and DiVincenzo, that's a tall order on offense. And I just don't see that kid that came over from the Bulls just dropping 43 again. You know what I mean? I just don't.
No way.
Can't see that. Even if he gets to 30, I think Denver still wins this game. So we'll see what happens.
And how about Celtics? I mean, that game probably just started. Celtics Sixers. What are you seeing tonight?
Embiid looks good early. He missed a couple. He's already missing threes though. But Tatum just hit a bucket. They clawed their way back. It's a 1-point game right now. We'll talk about it in the categories, but obviously I'm a Sixer homer, so I'd like to see this series get extended. We're already on house money as far as I'm concerned. I didn't think it would go this far, but kudos to the Sixers and Maxey, and do yourself a favor if you're listening to the pod or if you're watching right now on this pod. Just marvel at the way Maxey catches a ball and takes 7 steps before he puts it on the floor and it doesn't get called. I think it's amazing. It's like he moonwalks like Michael Jackson. They just don't say anything. He literally can go from one 3-point line to another without taking a dribble, and it doesn't get called. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, man. The NBA traveling rules get crazier and crazier. Anyway, obviously the Knicks Hawks game is, like we said, is going on tonight. That's not worth talking about.
Lakers.
What series am I?
Lakers Rockets. That gets interesting.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
And then
that's the one I
Cavs
was missing. Yeah.
Toronto,
Yeah. So yeah, the Lakers Rockets. Lakers are up 3-2. They've lost the last 2, and really they should have lost the last 3, other than that epic collapse by Houston. So I don't know. Are the Lakers going to hang on, or are they going to blow a 3-1 lead, or a 3-0 lead, I should say? What do you guys think?
I guess it.
I think that
depends
they
if
win
Durant
tomorrow night.
plays. Yeah, I mean, if Durant didn't play last game, right?
No.
So I mean, if Durant could come back in game 6 or 7, I don't know if it's been announced if he will play 6. I think they definitely have a chance. Not like they haven't won without him in the lineup, but just that guy's just a killer. And if if he can get out there and he can go for 40, again healthily. And I don't think LeBron I just don't think LeBron has the legs, and that's coming from like a huge LeBron guy to just carry the load like he needs to do. Now, if Luka comes back game 7, okay, maybe that, are they just trying to buy time for Luka to get healthy? I don't know. I wouldn't risk that, obviously.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about Luka. Reeves did come back the last game, and he put up some numbers. They still ended up losing though. So, but again, obviously he was rusty, so he didn't shoot as well as he normally does. But you're right. I mean, this is what we talked about before the series started, when we thought LeBron was basically by himself. I mean, could he really survive and carry them through this whole series? And he started out like a house of fire, but you could see him getting, he's looking older and older with every game that they play, So, and hey, he's 41 years old, so you can't blame the guy. I mean,
Time wins.
Yeah. Every time.
Even for genetic freaks. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I would love if the Rockets actually, and again as a just force game 7 just to make it fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, because I don't think 3-0's ever happened in the NBA, right? I mean,
3-1.
Nobody's ever come back.
3-1 was only the LeBron series in the final.
LeBron, yeah.
And then Jay, what do you think? You think Toronto closes Cleveland out, or you think that's going to go 7?
I think it'd be fantastic if Toronto closes it out.
Does James Harden just retire from basketball if they lose? Just like, all right, I'm done with this shit.
What that trade at the end of all of it's going to be like, who won the trade? Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like seriously.
It's going to be amazing. I don't know. I don't want to say I feel bad for Cleveland. I do kind of feel bad for Mitchell a little bit. But Toronto has no business winning that series, and it looks like they're going to. Cleveland is a shell. They don't look well coached. They don't look like they want to be there. And Harden just has a track record of disappearing in big games like this. So if it goes 7, do you have confidence they win on their home floor? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, as far as Harden goes, did you guys see the stat that he's when the guy put the stat out, he actually misspoke, but the real stat is Harden has 45 playoff games where he has as many or more turnovers than made field goals. It's just
Wow.
it's hard to believe.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so
That's a lot. Well,
I mean, for a guy that good, I mean, he's going to the Hall of Fame. I mean, no matter
ballot
what
Hall
we
of
think of
Famer.
him, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
First ballot
yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but does it matter? So back to the Lakers for a second. The league wants the Lakers for obvious reasons, and the narrative that Luka could potentially propel them to keep that series at OKC competitive, but it's even with Luka, it feels like a 5, maybe 6 game series max. I don't think it goes 7. With Houston, I think it's a sweep.
Yeah.
Flip it around. Do we think Detroit's going to close out Orlando, or is Orlando going to close out Detroit at home?
Franz being hurt definitely changes that series a little bit. I don't know. I think so. I think Detroit's in trouble. Yes, to answer your question, I think they're in trouble. So
okay. So let's play the fun game of Toronto closes out Cleveland. The Magic close out Detroit, and the Sixers take the Celtics to Game 7. And what if the Celtics lose Game 7?
Thunder might not lose a game in the playoffs is what's going to happen.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like legitimately.
Yeah, seriously.
Did you see the stat the other day that SGA has missed only 4 shots in the fourth quarter since the beginning of March? That's a legitimate stat. That's a legit.
Yeah, I believe it.
He's missed 4 shots in the fourth quarter since March 30th.
I fear for Knicks fans' safety if what we just said actually comes to fruition and they don't make it to the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Even if they do, they're going to be so excited about getting to a Final 8 to just get trounced.
Swept. Yeah.
That'll be fine though. If you're a Knicks fan, you're going to be happy with that. You're going to take it. You're not supposed to beat the other side this year.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But that's because of the Celtics. I feel like if they don't get to face the Celtics, people will be
that's their finals.
That's their final. Yeah, I almost feel like that's their finals. Like the Celtics, the Knicks want to beat the Celtics.
They'll be happier beating the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks specifically built their team to play the Celtics. I mean that's how they built their team. So yeah, you guys aren't wrong. I mean that's they obviously think that's their main competition. So all right, the playoffs have been fun. The first round has been a lot more fun than anybody thought it was going to be coming in. So there's been a lot of blowouts unfortunately, but there's been some good games too. So it's been a good time. Tyler, time for your weekly NHL update. What do we got going on?
Yeah, very similar to the NBA. Actually, it's been the big dog. So the Avalanche, very similarly to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They swept dominantly. They look like just a fucking juggernaut. So it's very similar to the Thunder. It just looks like I'm not sure anybody's going to really give them much of a fight. Surprisingly, every other series, I mean, NHL always feels like it works out to be pretty competitive. The Lightning obviously being down 3-2, lost last night at home. Every game in the series, all 5 games have ended 3-2, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, that'd be a nice little parlay if you bet that. Flyers end up taking the series over the Penguins. A little bit of an upset there. I think people thought the Penguins had one last ride in them with that group, and I think that group might be done with Malkin, Crosby. I think that group is probably going to be no longer. So that'll be interesting. See what happens there. Golden Knights, Vegas are in a dogfight with Utah.
The Utah hockey team,
the Mammoth. No, they have a name now. The Mammoth.
They changed their name.
The Mammoth. Their Zamboni's like a woolly mammoth Zamboni. It's actually badass.
That is fucking hilarious.
So you got that. Sabres and Bruins is a great series. The Sabres were up 3-1, and now the Bruins have fought back. They have Game 6 tomorrow. Game 6 is tomorrow in Boston. So if they can win that, they force Game 7 in Buffalo, which will be awesome environment to be in. And then you have the Ducks and the Oilers. The Ducks were like the worst odds in the whole thing to win the cup. They're up 3-2 right now, with a chance to win at home tonight to move on and take down the 3-time reigning champs of the West, the Oilers. So McDavid has been injured. He was questionable going into the game last couple days ago. He played. I believe he actually scored as well. So we'll see if he's full strength, but they're up against it today against the Ducks. So a lot of big Game 6s tomorrow. A bunch of teams going to be trying to, the Canadians have a chance to close it out at home. Bruins have a chance to force Game 7 at home, and Utah has a chance to force Game 7 at home tomorrow. So a lot of fun stuff tomorrow night for some hockey. But like I said, the Avalanche probably odds have gotten worse to win or better depending on the way you look at it. They're just a juggernaut.
Yeah, Tyler, I was getting ready to ask you, like, in hockey, I assume that 10 days rest is probably good for a team, but I don't know.
It's just like all sports. Like you get people that say yes, but you get some people that like you're playing so well you want to play more, right? You just like, why don't you want to play? If you're like basketball, right, you don't want to have 8 days off and let a team. Well, go that's what I'm saying. Stay hot. So same
specifically
thing.
In the East, if Carolina's going to get either Canadians or the Bolts, and if it goes to Game 7, that's like almost 11 days, like almost 2 weeks rest, which is.
And Carolina's very good, by the way. So Carolina,
I know.
But yeah, so we'll see. I wouldn't want to be the Lightning or the Canadians to face the Hurricanes because they're very good this year.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see how these guys come off a lot of rest on both sides, the West and East.
Mm-hmm.
I would go against the long layoff in Game 1.
Yeah, exactly. Under team goals, probably for both those teams.
Yep.
Yes, but that's talking hockey, folks.
All right. Thanks.
That episode. That's brought to you by the History Channel and Woolly Mammoth.
Yeah. The Flyers actually have some great shirts out. I think it's Puck Everyone. So they have some great gear out there. So, but yeah, that's hockey.
All right.
I like Puck Everyone.
Well, Jay Ash, that leads us to you. And why don't you kick us off with the Derby? One of your favorite events of the year. What do we got going on with the Derby?
It is all smiles. I just smile when I hear the word. It's fantastic. Well, last time we talked horses in any detail was the Breeders' Cup, and we went really, really deep. We're going to keep it more surface level, so we don't drag this pod on for 2 hours. But I think what we'll do is we'll start with the Oaks, kind of give my thoughts, or I'll let Bubba tee his up as well. Bubba, did you get into the Oaks at all?
No, I didn't get into the Oaks.
Okay.
I just focus on the Derby. Yeah.
All right. So I'll run through the Oaks real quick, and then we'll all chop the Derby up, and we'll all figure out get out of the show with a pick, and then like last year, Derby Day, I'll probably post something where I put up my tickets, or specifically for the big race, what I have for exotics, as well as win play show, those types of things. Last year did pretty well. Pretty sure I had.
You almost hit like really well. You almost did really, really well, I think, right?
Yeah, I hit 3 out of 4, and I even called the horse that I was going to blow it up, and it came in. So I should have bet it. So lesson learned. So we'll get into it. All right. So the Oaks is tomorrow. There was a threat of weather, but that looks like it's subsided and passed. Might be a little brisk in the 50s. So it should be a dry, sunny day, which will be good. For those that don't know, the Oaks is for the ladies. That's the 3-year-old fillies that have run a similar schedule to the boys that run in the actual Kentucky Derby. It's a big day at the track. There'll still be over 100,000 people there. It's a big cancer awareness day, so they encourage everybody to wear pink. And if you've ever been there, it might be more pageantry than the actual Derby day. It's quite a sight. It's really fun. So with that said, we already have 3 scratches in the Oaks, and for those that don't realize this, unlike a normal horse race or an every day, every weekend style horse race, you have alternates. So they're sitting there waiting for a scratch and they come in. Most races don't do that. If your horse gets scratched, you kind of want to look towards who's replacing it, mainly because there could be value there. 9 out of 10 times doesn't really impact the race unless it's a speed horse or a strong closer, but the strong closers typically aren't alternates for whatever that's worth. I'll start with the scratches. This kind of sucks because going into this race, I was all about number 12, Bella Ballerina, Tyler Gaffalion and Brendan Walsh combination. Paid very well for me 2 years ago, but was going to go off at 12-1, so I saw some value there. They scratched. Number 6, Miss Mo, was 20-1. That's a scratch. And then Bottle of Rouge, 15-1, which was a big number for a horse that's won a couple races. So bringing up the scratches because there's a notable in here now that's going to get a lot of attention if you haven't heard about it already. But you're going to hear about it, especially if you follow Barstool. So Lovely Gray has entered the race as the first alternate. That's Portnoy's horse out of Go-Go Gray Stables. All right, so it's replacing a 12-1 horse. I'm sorry, it's replacing a 20-1 horse, and it is currently at 5-1. So I'll say that again, Bubba. An alternate is coming in replacing a 21 horse at 5-1. If the horse was that good, it would have been in the race. It would have qualified based on points.
You would think.
It's not. Right. So it's going to get a lot of action because of the owner, which makes sense. That's great. It's a stay away for me. Everybody have fun. Watch Portnoy lose his shit afterwards when he doesn't hit the board. It'll be good social media television. But he is a speed horse. He's got the 15 gate. She has the 15 gate. So she'll probably jump out early, which I don't know if that's the right move here in this race. Nika and sorry, I don't have the glasses on. Reset are both 77-1 and 66-1. So those are your alternates. 66-1, a little bit tempting, but that horse, the 17 horse, is really the true definition of an all or nothing. Going to try to break to the lead. It's going to try to cut, the field off at the rail and see if he can hold the pace. I don't think that's going to happen in this race. So I've got it at 5 horses. Number 5 Meaning is 9-1. Number 1 Explora is 9-1. Number 2 Zhang is 9-2, which is the actual favorite. Morning line favorite at 4-1. Number 9 is Always a Runner, 5-1. Opened up at 10-1, so might be some value there. And then number 4 Country Stars is 10-1. So just real quick, because we don't need to go deep. Meaning and Explora are both coming out of California. Explora is a Baffert horse. Both of them opened up 5-1, 6-1. So you could talk me into those two battling. I just don't. I'm not down with California horse racing these days. It's typically 6-horse fields. They're not very competitive. They certainly don't translate to these big fields. Number 2, Zany, probably rightfully the number 1 horse. Especially with the combination or the connections of Irad and Pletcher. The interesting horse, and you're going to hear a lot about this one because you're going to hear the same storyline going into Saturday, is Always a Runner is a 2-year is coming off 2 races. This will be his 3rd, and it's for the same combination, Ortiz and Chad Brown, who have a horse doing the same thing in the Derby. So a lot of intrigue here. Always a Runner down to 5-1, opening up at 10-1. I'm going to play all 4 of those to some degree in exotics and probably unders because I'm actually going to play the 4 horse to win this race, Country Stars, especially at 10-1. It's moving up because a lot of money is going to other places like the Dave Portnoy's horse. So throw your money over there. I'll take the horse that's 1-3 out of 4 and is 1 on this surface. specifically Churchill Downs. So kind of pin that into the horses for courses. So I'm going to take the number 4 horse, Country Star, and I'll probably box that up, or I'll key that with Explora, Zhang, and Meaning, and Always a Runner. But if I'm just going to do an exacta, it's probably going to be 4 over 2.9. That's what I'm looking at. So that's Zhang, Always a Runner, and Country Stars. Any quibble? Any thoughts?
I like
Nope.
the 9. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it now live. I like the 9. I think your 4 picks are good for the value. Is it good for a winner? But I think if I'm betting this, which I'm going to be betting it tomorrow, I'm going to pick a winner out of the 9, 10, 11 spot. I like those horses. They're all coming off of, it looks like all of them won their last race. All 3 of them, 9, 10, 11. But more than that, I love the fucking names. Always a Runner and Chad Brown and Ortiz are great together. But then Prom Queen and Percy's Bar. Percy's Bars. I mean, the 11 horses. I'm betting on Percy's Bar. But 9, 10, 11, those are the horses. If I'm shotgunning it, I'm just looking at it now. But 5-1, 7-1, and then 9-2. So I like the 9. I like the 4. Like you said, 10-1. I'm staying away from Portnoy's horse 2. I'll probably throw Saez in there at 38-1 on a one play show, $5.
Why not?
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun day tomorrow. I'll be at Disney World, so I'll have my little phone holder on the stroller like that, watching all day. But yeah, I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be fun.
So
Fun weekend.
For anybody betting on, if you know whether to bet it or not, the DraftKings allows you to bet horse racing. So if you're in Florida and you want to bet on the horses, DraftKings is a viable option for you. They have a promotion going on right now that you can bet $10 on Dave's horse. It's literally Dave's filly, and you get $10 back if he doesn't win. So they're pretty much just giving you a free $10 play. If that tells you what they think of that horse, they probably don't think he's going to actually win, or they wouldn't give you that option to do that. So that tells you everything you probably need to know. They're giving you a free $10 bet on that horse. Interesting.
It makes me wonder. I'm going to actually have to look into that. I mean, it's pari-mutuel betting. They're not an independent sports book. I mean, in that regard, it's horse racing. So that you're impacting pools.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're impacting pools. This isn't. I don't.
I'm out on that.
I don't know. I'm out on that, and it's good for if you like other horses. I think it's great because it's going to drive those numbers up. So good, throw your free $10 bet in. It makes all the sense in the world, but make sure you have something to put that $10 on tomorrow or the next day, rather.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, all right, let's jump into the Derby. So, Bubba, I'll let you kick it off, but we got 2 scratches. I'm sorry, 3 scratches already. Nope, 2. I'm all over the place looking at the wrong notebook. Number 13, Silent Tactic, was 20-1. That scratch, and then Full Effect also 20-1. I will say this, Bubba, the number 20 horse at 20-1 was a live dog for me. I like that big number, and I like coming off of Turfway. If you look at the last 7 years, I believe a horse coming out of Turfway has hit the board 6 out of the last 7, maybe 7 out of the last 8. So I just thought that was lining up. I thought it would be nice and sneaky for me under the radar to have that at least under. I don't know if it necessarily was going to take it to win, but those 2 are off the board. I didn't really see anything even worth talking about from a replacement standpoint.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on this field? I've got plenty.
I mean, just looking at it, I'm with you on. I mean, it's anybody's race. That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a clear favorite. I mean, the betting favorite 4-1 morning line is he's got some issues with his feet, is what I'm reading. I don't like that, and obviously he's in the one post, so I definitely don't like that. But I'm gonna pick a winner off the rip. I'll let you go in after that, and then I'll come back with some more stuff. But Chief Wallaby, I'm looking at 8-1. Mott, I think he's got a chance to repeat. And fun fact, his son has two horses in the race, which is kind of funny. So I think Dad's going to come out on top, but I like it at 8-1. I think it's going to go down to 6-1.
It's up to 9-1.
Is it up to 9-1?
Was at 9 to, yeah.
I think it's going to go back down. I really like that horse. I like him in the 12 post, and that's who I'll be betting on to win it. But I'll have some exotics thrown in too. Puma obviously won the Tampa Derby. We'll see. I don't know when the last time a Tampa Derby horse won the Kentucky Derby, but it'll be fun to cheer for him. But Chief Wallaby is the one I'm looking at, and Bill Mott.
Love it.
You talking about the Florida Derby? Is the Tampa Derby?
No, the Tampa Derby is a different race.
Yeah,
the Puma won the Tampa Derby. The Puma came in second in the
Florida Derby.
In the Florida Derby, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll jump in real quick because I'll go fast here, and then Ash will let you give us all the detail. But there's a few horses that I like. As you guys said, it is wide open. Bubba, I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. You were done there, right? You said you were.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay. All right. So Commandment did win the Florida Derby. The funny thing about Commandment, who was 7-1 when I looked today. The funny thing with that horse is that can't keep a jockey. They've 3 different jockeys on that horse, even though the horse has been running well. As a matter of fact, the horse that rode him at the Florida Derby and won that race is now riding Emerging Market. So he had a choice between the 2 horses, and he chose to jump on Emerging Market. Emerging Market's 11-1, only has 2 starts. Both have been wins. One of them he came from behind, so he's got that in him. The biggest thing with Emerging Market is he's the only horse in the race that has won it 1 mile and 3/16. So that he can most likely go the distance with the Derby being 1.25 miles. So the distance probably shouldn't be a problem for him. You never know that about the other horses until they actually do it. Again, you mentioned the Puma lost by a nose at the Florida Derby. Doesn't like being crowded, so likes to race on the outside, which can be a problem, and it might actually have cost him that Florida Derby race. So that's interesting there. Further ado, got John Velasquez, who's won 3 derbies. So that in itself is a big deal. But if we want to talk about curses, because of the scratch yesterday that Jay talked about, Silent Tactic got scratched on Wednesday. Further ado, who's the 18th horse, is actually going to be running out of the 17th spot, and no horse in the 17th spot has won the Derby. So take that for what it's worth. Renegade, the favorite, 9-2. Pletcher as the trainer. Irad Ortiz, great jockey who's never won the Derby. And this is interesting because Ortiz chose to ride him over Commandment and Further Ado. So had his choice of a lot of highly thought of horses and decided to jump on Renegade, which leads me to Chief Wallaby, Bubba. I'm with you. That's my pick for the winner. Chief Wallaby, who wasn't originally in the race, but like the Oaks, Jay mentioned, it works the same way in the Derby where it works on a point system. Chief Wallaby wasn't in the original Derby, got in because of a scratch. There's a lot of people who think he might be the best horse. He's only run 3 races this year. He's got a win. He's got a place in a show. The 2 losses were by like a combined neck. They were that close. I think one of them was actually by a nose. That's he did lose the Florida Derby. He came back strong, and that's one of the races that he just missed out on. But he got boxed in, and that it was like just an unlucky happenstance that he got boxed in. He did end up working his way out, and he just couldn't get there. So Chief Wallaby at 9-1.
He's had 2 good workouts this week at Churchill, so that's also good.
Yeah, he didn't get boxed in. He went wayward. He ran sideways. So, but we'll talk about that. Are you done? Because you said you were going to be quick, and that was the opposite of quick. You were actually 2x Bubba. That's amazing.
That was like 3 minutes.
Yeah. For a guy that's done no research,
that's pretty quick. But go ahead, fire away.
I have no notes. You covered everything. I have no notes. So, Yeah, Irad's obviously going to win one of these one year. It's just not going to be this year. He's just too good of a jockey, but it's the same thing with Pletcher. You know, the guy's too good of a trainer to not have a Derby under his belt. But that one hole is just it's a death trap. And the reality is, Renegade, although the morning line favorite, might not be the best horse in this field. And at the same time, as Bubba was saying, it's got some foot issues. It's going to be wearing special shoes. It's just a lot to overcome. But forget about winning this race. The one hole is so dead. There's only been one horse to hit the board in the last 16 years out of the one. And if you guys remember, Mo Dongle was going back 4 years ago, coming off the Florida Derby. Bubba was a big favorite in that race. Caught the one hole, finished fifth. So it's not great. It's not great at all. Which will lead us to Commandment, which most thought was going to be the morning line favorite, and were shocked that it was actually Renegade. Jeff already hit on it. Can't keep a jockey. Has a grinder style, meaning it's always going to be there. It's something you definitely should keep in on your unders and your exotics. I just don't know if I like it to win. The number probably sit around there for a little bit, depending on Renegade could scratch if these foot issues keep getting worse in the next day or two, just for safety reasons. And you might also, it might be a move by Pletcher, like, hey, let's just pull him. We're not going to win this race from the one hole, and let's go get him ready for the Preakness. So we'll see what happens there. But it does make me nervous when you see a horse that can't keep a mount. Nothing wrong with Saez, and Cox is a great trainer. I just don't think that's the horse for me to win. Here's the thing about the Puma, Bubba, because I went into this race before any noise coming out of the Florida Derby, because it's typically a good litmus on what this race is going to be. That was a blanket finish between the Commandment, the Puma, and Chief Wallaby. There are rumors out there that the Swifties have gotten a hold of this, that Taylor Swift is either involved with this horse or her and Kelsey are putting money on this horse. That public money makes me a little nervous coming in, although I do like the Poo. I like the name. I like Javi. I like Gustavo Delgado, who's got has a win here at the Derby.
Mage.
And yeah, with Mage, exactly. And I do like the number. I like 8-1, especially if it stays around there. So I'll have a ticket on that for sure. Don't know if I'll have a ticket to win. And then it brings us to Emerging Market. Whether Emerging Market can do something that hasn't been done since the 1800s, which is win this race after it's on its third start, you absolutely have to play it to place show or in a super, because Flavian Prep, that's what he does. So he hits the board in this race. He hits the board in the Triple Crown races. I'm quite certain he's hit 4 of the last 5. So I would keep him on your unders, and it's a fun story. 11-1. Probably see that come down because it's going to get a lot of talk on NBC. Eddie O and the boys are going to be hyping it up. So you'll see some late money go that way. Jeff, you mentioned the 17 hole now being filled by drawing a blank on the name here.
Further Ado, right?
Further Ado.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've listened to and paid attention to are talking like this is probably the best horse in the field. Don't know if I agree with that. And coming out of Keeneland, it's not always the best indicator either. Didn't beat anybody in an impressive win. So coming out of the 17 gate kind of tarnishes the luster for me. And like I said,
is he 18 or 17?
He's number 18, but he's running out of 17 because of a scratch.
He's going to slide in. Yeah. So anyway, with that said, like I led with, Full Effect was the horse I liked at 20-1. I'm not seeing the big dog. I mean, I'll mix something in. I've heard a lot of people talk about Intrepido at 54-1, but again, that's coming out of California. So maybe something late, but let's just be clear and if you're new to the Derby betting, or if you've experienced this, you'll understand what I'm about to say. It's a 20 horse field. All bets are off. Like, you don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's a long. You got to have a clean trip, or as clean a trip as possible. It's why it tends to lean towards the stalkers. You need speed down the end, and you need to be improving. These are 3-year-olds, and it scares the shit out of me that I've been on Chief Wallaby since the Florida Derby, and you two are on it as well. But we have an equipment change, meaning it's going to blinkers, which is typically not a good sign, but it's not going to blinkers for any other reason but to improve a young horse's ability to run. And if you go back and you watch that Derby, that Florida Derby, which it did lose by a neck, he just gave way. He was moving his head. He didn't see either horse coming, which means he wasn't focused. And then he started to run a little bit sideways, and the blinkers should help that. If this was any other trainer doing it, I'd probably be a little, kind of second guessing it, kind of being like, they've kind of thrown in the flag, putting blinkers on, or thrown in the towel, putting blinkers on him. But this is what he does with 3-year-olds. If this was Wesley Ward likes to win with 2-year-olds, right? Like, Wesley Ward's got a 2-year-old, I'm banging him, right? Mott with a 3-year-old, he likes to develop him. He's improved his buyer score every race, which means he should be poised to do that again. And his buyer score has been good enough to be the best in this field. So I'll take him with the blinkers. I love him at 9-1, especially if he hovers around there. Let the Swifties put in their money. Let emerging markets money come. Let Commandments money come. I'll stay with Wallaby, and it's lucky number 12. So,
all right, Tyler. Do we make it a clean sweep, or you got somebody different?
I just like Bob Baffert. I don't look at the numbers or anything like that. You guys study and do the fun part of gambling with the horses. I just like Bob Baffert. So I'll probably just put some money on one of his horses.
Who's got
he's got two, and
Cox has the most, right? Cox has got 4 horses in it.
Yeah, 3, I think. But yeah, Baffert's got 2. Litmus Test, I think, is the one that has a shot. I think he's 20-1, right? Ash, Litmus Test. Am I remember that correctly?
Yeah, Litmus and Potente. I don't know how they necessarily pronounce that. Oh. He's next to Chief Wallaby, so I just like Baffert.
Yeah, so Potente's a beast of a horse. Like, Potente has that. You're going to hear a lot of talk when they start parading him around. Like, I heard somebody call him, he referred to Justify as a 90s baseball guy on juice, right? Like, you just look at that horse, like, I like that horse. Potente has that type of physique. But again, coming out of California, and he got beat by So Happy, which is going to be a story, offspring of Run Happy. He's got a good story coming out of it, but Bubba, I saw you shaking your head earlier in agreement with me. I'm just out on California horse racing. I'm out.
Yeah, same here.
So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun day regardless. Like I said, we'll post some stuff up on Saturday. All these are subject to change based on numbers and based on any additional scratches. I think the thing to look out for is if you are a believer in the one hole and all things are meant to be broken, and you're looking at Renegade, pay attention before the race starts, because there is a good chance he might scratch.
Yeah. What's the weather looking like Sunday?
High 50s. Yeah, high 50s, low 60s. Yeah. No rain. So if we get a dry track both days, it should be fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing too. This we don't have a dominant horse coming in. Normally this is a 1 or 2 horse thing. We had it last year. We had some dominant horses. We don't have it this year, so it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Looking forward to it. Well done, boys. Let's get into the categories. So I'll start it off. Lock of the week. I don't remember who I had last week. All I know was a loss. So this week I have Denver -6.5. I know, Ash, you said you were a little worried about that number, but I don't know. I have a feeling they're going to mop the floor with them. So I got Denver -6.5.
Go. Last week I had the Lakers plus 9.5. That was a win. One on the floor, I believe. And then this week, my lock of the week is in golf. I have Cam Young, top 10 at a plus number, plus 132. We already know I hit him first round leader. I've got him to win the tournament outright, but I just figured the safe lock of the week would be top 10 for Cam Young. Golf course is tailor-made for his game.
All right.
I like it.
Bubba?
So I wasn't here last week, and I didn't give the categories last week, even though Jeff reminded me. I just forgot. But the week before that, I had LA Dodgers, I think, minus 1.5. I don't think that hit. I'm not going to go back and check. I'm just going to assume it didn't. I have the over this week and the Bolts Tampa Montreal game tomorrow. It's minus 110, 5.5 goals. I think you're going to see the Tampa Bay goalie hasn't been playing very good at all, or he didn't have a good, game 5. But I like the over in that game.
All righty. And I had the Lakers. I was with Jay. I had it at plus 10.5. That obviously came in. Today, my lock is the Celtics minus 5.5. I think they get it done. I would love to see the 76ers push them, and they're up 7 right now, the 76ers. So looking like a bad bet at this point. But yep, Celtics minus 5.5. I'm not changing it.
All right. And what do you got? What do you got for your prop?
Last week I had Braden Point scoring a goal, and I think I even said he's going to get a power play goal, and he did in the first period. So that hit. This week I'm going with Connor McDavid over 3.5 shots. It's plus 110. Playing for their life tonight, so I just think he'll be all over the place, even if he is a little injured. I'm sure they'll shoot him up with something, and he'll fly around.
Bubba?
Let's see here. So I had Ohtani 2 weeks ago, over 6.5 Ks. I'm just looking at this.
That came in.
Did it?
That came in. Yeah.
Did they win the game?
And actually, the Dodgers won too. Yeah, you won those two. You lost.
Oh, let's go.
You lost your. I'm remembering now from last week. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me just tell you what I got this week. It's already a loser. I know that. Celtics to score first in this game tonight, and the 76ers scored first. So that's a loser.
All right. Again, I don't remember what any of my picks in this category was last week, but I went 0 for 3, which is all that really matters. This week, my prop is Joker plus 750 to have 20 boards tonight. So I'm with Jay. I think he's going to have a monster game. So plus 750 for 20 rebounds tonight.
20 rebounds?
20. Yep.
Damn.
20.
That's some rebounds.
That's why it pays so well.
Damn. All right. Last week I had Aaron Ryan, Tagala in top 10. I believe that hit, Tyler. Am I correct? Pretty sure it did.
I would have to double check on that, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a ticket on it at 1. So I'm gonna say it 1.
Yeah,
This week, staying with golf. Ricky Fowler, top 10 plus 350.
There you go.
Ricky's playing good golf, people. The world's a better place when Ricky plays good golf.
And what do you got for your dog?
My dog, I have the Sixers plus 185 tonight.
All right, looking good. I, on the other hand, am not. I had the Hawks plus 136, so that's a big L.
You're so off that it you get credit for it, I think, Jeff.
Let's see here. What did I have? I had the Cubs money line on April 15th, and that hit plus 125. I'm taking the Lakers tomorrow night at plus 155. I think they get it done for my dog.
All right.
And I last week had the Carolina Hurricanes were dogs, and I think they won in 5. So I'm not sure why they were dogs last week, and it was only plus 105, but they won. This week went with the top U.S. player being Chris Gotterup, not looking good. Shot 1 over par today, so he is 11 shots back or 10 shots back of the 3 guys up at the top that are all American. So that's looking like just chalk it up to an L probably, unless he has just an unreal Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Is what it is.
All right, bragging rights.
Go.
Last week was a disaster for the 3 of us. So.
Yep. We can run through them quick. I think this was you here, Jeff. Yankees -1.5, Pirates, Cavs -2.5, Nuggets -2.5.
Yep, the only one that came in was the Yanks -1.5. The other 3 were all losses.
At least the team that you actually want to win won on the positive.
Yeah.
Jay, this was you. Yankees -1.5. Schlittler over 6.5 strikeouts. Cavs -2.5. Nuggets -2.5. Same thing.
That was 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm. It's a trend.
It's a big couple lame.
And Bubba, you had Pirates +1.5, Cavs, Nuggets, Sixers.
All I know is I didn't see 237 deposited in my account. So
it doesn't
No,
matter.
you went over, unfortunately, Bubba.
Oh God!
Again, you should get that money back. You were correct, just on the wrong side of it.
That's a fun game when you wake up, Bubba, when your eyes are a little blurry and you just kind of look at your phone. You're like, is that a 0 or a 2 3? Fuck, I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
But got another chance this week. So, Jeff, I believe this is you here. Not looking good.
No. Yeah. So, what do I got? I got the Hawks +2.5. Again, that's dead on arrival. I got the Mets over 7.5 runs. I got the Celtics, Celtics Sixers over 212.5, and I got that Denver Timberwolves game +224.5. But again, none of it matters because the Hawks aren't winning. So,
yep,
25 thrown into the ocean.
Even if that was +25, crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
Jay?
Okay. I have the Sixers +175 to win on the floor. I have the Nuggets on a minus number to win on the floor. I've got the Lightning tomorrow to extend the series to bring it home for a game 7 at -110. And I have the Lakers to finish off the Rockets tomorrow. 25 pays 455. So 17-20.
Very
Nice.
nice. And
I feel like it's
Bubba.
doable.
Righty, I've got the Boston Celtics for the game. I've got Denver tomorrow night. That's tonight for the game. Big money lines. Celtics are down right now, so it doesn't look good. I do have the Pistons making it a series tomorrow, and beating the Magic. And then I've got the over in that Lightning game. Once again, 25 wins 130. Not a bunch, but we need a winner.
Yes, we do. We're on a little bit of a drought here, huh? A few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get it back, boys. Let's get it back.
All right.
Let's do it. All right. Go, Jeff.
No, I was going to say, send us home, Jay.
Oh. By the way, I didn't realize you've been wearing the Casual Chaos hat this whole time. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's good to see it.
Representing.
All right. All right. Well, follow us on all the socials at Casual Chaos Live. You know what those socials are. Strap in for the weekend, people. We've got playoff hockey, playoff basketball. We've got horse racing, Sport of Kings, Triple Crown, the crown jewel of it all, the Kentucky Derby. Be safe out there. Drink responsibly. And if you want to really drink responsibly, drink last rep. Right. Start a new Kentucky Derby tradition. Start hitting winners with last rep. That's what way to look at it.
Did you see that the president announced today that he's removing the tariffs for Scotch? So it's gonna, I don't know, it has something to do with Kentucky too. So that's not a last rep thing, obviously, but it plays well into the Derby. So
Was there
Yeah.
was there a slew of Ron Burgundy memes afterwards? Scotch. I love Scotch.
Yeah, I'm sure there were, but I didn't see them. So yeah.
There should have been.
All right.
Well,
Everybody have fun this weekend. Like Jay said, a lot of good shit on. So enjoy it.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. For Jeff, for Bubba, for producer Tyler, I'm Jay Ash. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Peace out,
Bye.
fellas.
Bye, everybody.